play all the songs. They play all the songs that I love the most.
It makes me feel good.
Changing lives every weekday. The Morning Galaxy on Star FM. Sounding good all the time.
So right at time check, just gone 12 minutes before 11, and we are Star FM, sounding good all the time. Welcome to Galaxy Fashion, where we talk everything fashion. And with me in the studio, her name is Patrice Muzerengwa. She's a young entrepreneur and a creative artist. She is the owner of a sustainable company called Patrice Designs, which produces high-quality designer clothing and accessories for men, women, and children. Good morning to you, Patrice.
Good morning. How are you doing, Eve?
I'm good, thanks. So last week, we started talking about dzekurarisa.
Yeah.
And we're having a continuation today.
Yeah.
Maybe just a recap on what we talked about last week.
Right. So last week, like you're saying, we talked about dzekurarisa, that's sleepwear, and so we talked about mainly like the do's and the don'ts. And on the don'ts, we talked about like when you're sleeping, you don't have to wear really tight clothing, and and things that are too loose to the point that it's not comfortable, and gonna kurola on you, kana kukudzipa wakarara, and also no heavy clothing or my fabrics are heavy like madening or corduroy wakarara, or like dirty clothing for health purposes, because when you're sleeping you sweat a lot, and you need to be wearing as clean as possible, things that are as clean as possible. So that's what we talked about last week, and we said when it comes to sleepwear, it's all about being comfortable above anything else. So fashion is important, but the most important thing is all about being comfortable. And then we talked about the do's, like you have to wear something with comfortable fabrics, and most of the fabrics that you can go for are natural fabrics like the silk, the cotton, and the linen, and especially on lightweight, and those materials, the natural are breathable, and that's the best when it comes to sleeping. And yeah, that's a bit of a recap
from
that
last
one.
week.
Yes.
So right, today we're continuing.
Yes, we're continuing with that. And so the reason why we're continuing with this topic is because of the feedback and the questions I got from, the listeners. They got in touch with me asking questions concerning sleepwear. I thought, okay, so let's continue with this and get to, talk about this a little bit deeper. And so we're going to talk about, places where sleepwear can be used in different places and by different, people, and why it's important to wear a specific type of sleepwear for these specific people and also these specific places. And we're going to start with, hotels or lodges or my resorts. Okay, what do you wear when you go to those, those places? And, hotels are places for maybe people go there for business or, kunozorora or, different reasons. And we want to just dive into it and talk about, all right, when you go to those places, what do you wear? So when it comes to hotels, sometimes they provide, like sleepwear. But if they do not provide, or maybe it's not your size or it's not your, particular taste, here are a few things that you need to put into considerations and see what you can wear, hotel, resort, lodges, and villas and places of that nature. So to begin with, the most important thing is to be comfortable when it comes to sleeping. You need to be as comfortable as possible, and then you also need to consider the weather. For example, if you're going to be at a resort in Yanga or a resort in Vic Falls, the weather is different, so you need to also consider those things. And if it's going to be somewhere which is cold, you need kind of like warm clothing. So warm clothing in cotton, because cotton is the best for sleepwear. So 100% cotton, or maybe silk, a bit of silk with a bit of stretch, because some people like a bit of stretch fabric when they're sleeping. And so it has to be also like long sleeves when you're sleeping in cold areas, and probably a romper, with long sleeves would be, a best thing to wear. The romper for children and also for adults, as a sleepwear. And material for rompers could be, flannel, like 100% flannel, or 100% of cotton and linen, for the flannel rompers. And you can also talk about my socks, especially when it's cold. Like, for example, I said kunyanga. My socks has to be cotton as well, because it needs to be also be breathable at the same time. And my socks, you could wear my socks aningani lining of like kaflannel lining. That's what you can wear. And hats, usually like my woolen hats with the lining. Most cases akaline wane a flannel of some sort or some cotton fabric to make sure that you're warm enough and you're also comfortable whilst you're sleeping. And when it comes to warm areas, you can wear something with sleeveless, or like a spaghetti night dress. And you can wear like my tank tops at tauraya with like a short sleeve, and just anything comfortable, but not my long sleeves in most cases, unless if you want to. And it has to be, my fabrics are lightweight for sleeping. And you can also maybe wear a bonnet because it's a warmer climate. You can wear your bonnet, especially that's for women. You can wear your bonnet and be comfortable in it. And when it comes to warm areas, I wouldn't recommend my socks unless if you really want to wear my socks on the inside. So that's what I would say about when you're going to lodges or hotels or resort areas with your family, or by yourself, or for whatever reason. These are the kinds of things that you can wear. And when it comes to colors, colors can be colors you like. You can be your favorite color. And when it comes to also like resort areas, there's some pajamas and nightwear with like the big five. I've seen Anema big five, and I need the green, like the earthy colors to show what you're in a resort area, maybe urukona nature, and you're also wearing sleepwear inspired by nature, just to keep cool, feeling fine and enjoying the whole luxurious environment and the whole situation. So yeah, that's the first thing. In terms of what the listeners asked, kana uchenda kuma hotel, my resorts or lodges, what do you wear per sleepwear?
All right, I think you touched mostly on adults here. What about kids? Because now I've found that be it summer or winter, you find that most parents would just buy a romper, canaria Spider-Man, yeah, Barbie or whatever. Mwana nanga figures buy a romper, whether it's winter or it's summer, because my blankets are but it's hot.
It's hot. All right. So pa kids, pane akazviri pakasiyana siyana kune zvema babies, like je baby wear zviri pazvo zvega, and also like my kids, like probably like we're talking about like my pre-teens or into teens, mainly my pre-teens into teens. They could also wear like this, just the normal pajamas with the cotton fabric. There's not too much restrictions, but now mararo to what extent. But I would recommend something with long sleeves and just cotton fabrics, and depending on the weather, they can layer, maybe one or two, like maybe, your night dress with, like a top inside, like a flannel long sleeve top inside, or maybe just your pajamas with, a tank top inside with, cotton fabric in the colder areas. But kana kuchidzia, then you just my sleeveless, and yeah, and then you're good to go. But when it comes to babies, now it's a different thing altogether, because my baby's on a sensitive skin, and I'm starting to have allergies, and the baby's actually you're still learning. So when it comes to my babies, when it comes to babies and sleepwear, it's all about just health, extra care, and also comfort. So there's a few my don'ts when it comes to my babies. My hats kanachirara, make sure you don't avapfeke my hats on a string, va musoro ichinovhara pasi inosvika kuhuro, because anogona kudzipwa, so avoid that. And then my headbands, avoid my headbands zvine elastic mwana akarara zvinogona kumukanganisa akarara. And also Nightwear majuzi zvachose whether akarara kana kuti during the day, because it's been discovered kuti Nightwear haisi healthy kuvana, inobuda pane zvinobuda zvimabvurubvuru zvaya Nightwear, and mwana akafema zvinogona kuva unhealthy kumalungs ake, and zvinogona kukonzesa my health hazards akasiyana. So Nightwear, it's a no-no, especially when sleeping. Plus, pisa, it's not breathable. Mwana anogona kutsva zvakanyanya, oita rash, and also avoid Nightwear altogether when it comes to children's wear. And I've seen nowadays people have been going for, more healthier fabrics like my cotton, 100% cotton, 100% wool, and all my best for kids. But make sure if it's wool, it's not Nightwear, as this is a juicy, because it's not healthy for Vana.
Right, under 30 seconds here. This one says, are there any sleepwear that can cause nightmares?
Well, not necessarily. I don't think so. Maybe my nightmares are not going to cause or maybe machira anorema, or maybe mara not going to my nightmares. But I don't think there's any sleepwear, konzeresa my nightmares.
So Patrice, it's been a pleasure, man. Because of our time is just flying.
Just right.
How can people get in touch with you?
The people can get in touch with me on my number 071-339-6316, 071-339-6316, or they can get in touch with me on Facebook at Patrice Muzerengwa. The spelling for Patrice is Petreace, Patrice Muzerengwa.
Patrice, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thank
and
you
you
so
are
much.
in your Women's Month colors. You're
Yeah,
wearing some lilacs,
colours,
some purple.
yeah.
They looking very nice.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Right, this has been Galaxy Fashion. That segment we bring to you every Wednesday right here on the Morning Galaxy, your mid-morning cruise into the stars, into the galaxy. And her name is Patrice Muzerengwa. She's a young entrepreneur and a creative artist. She's the owner of a sustainable company called Patrice Designs, which produces high-quality designer clothing and accessories for men, women, and children. We are Star FM, sounding good all the time. It's 11. It's time for the news.
This is Zim Paper's Radio Broadcasting News.